Hey, GAP Math students, this is a video just to do an intro for session 3 and what to expect for math class, what's going to be in your folder, what you should do daily, how you're going to be graded, things like that. So when you're first watching this, you may not have your folder yet. That's okay for now. You're not going to need it right now, but you should have it this week, either picked up on Wednesday or delivered on Wednesday. If for some reason you weren't able to get it, make sure to contact me on Teams or on text as soon as possible. So a lot of you had me first session, so I'm not going to go over the syllabus in depth. I'll just go over some main things. First thing with the contact info here, most of the stuff should be done through Teams, but if you have problems with Teams, don't hesitate. Let me know as soon as possible so we can get that fixed. So this is my school cell phone number. You text me at that and we'll get things figured out. We don't really need to go over the class objective environment right now. If you're new to my class, you may want to look at that and, kind of, we don't necessarily do math that is always done in the public schools and things like that. I do things that I think are important for you to know. There's some things I have to cover just because the state says I do, but we can do things a little differently than a lot of schools can. I do want to just go over again and stress this $100 stipend. Some of you don't care about it, but I mean, it's a great thing to get money for getting credit at school. So again, for every credit you get for this session, you're going to get $100. So you get full credit in all your classes, you're going to get $300. Just a little reminder on sessions versus quarters. You're only doing 3 classes at a time, and for about 4 to 5 weeks instead of 6 classes for 8 weeks for a quarter. So this is kind of the main thing. Because you only have 3 classes, you're kind of doing twice as much work for those classes that you normally would, but you only have 3 instead of 6 classes. So generally 2 hours a day could be expected for you for a class. That's rarely ever going to happen, if ever. But each class technically is 2 hours a day because you only have 3 classes. How you earn credit for math. This is about as easy as it can get for getting credit. 50% is test, but the other 50% is what I call respect and effort. And with distance learning, that's mainly just communication and note taking. So just copying notes is 50% of your grade. And the communication is things like and I'll show you this later, but in the to-dos, I might just say, like, write me a message saying you saw the to-do list for today. You send me a personal chat message that says that, you get those points for the day. And so that just by doing those 2 things, you can get half credit in the class without even taking a test if you do everything else correctly. So these are the percentages. You got to get 70% to get full credit. If you're doing the respect and effort, that's 50% of it right there. So you need to get 20% on the test or around there. Now, if you miss some of the notes or some of the messages that I asked you to send, then that might be, you might have to do better on the test. But as long as you're doing stuff on a daily basis, it's not going to be too difficult to get full credit in the class. Attendance is just as important now as it is when we have regular school. You need to check in. I'll show you where to do that again if you're new or if you don't remember from last time. But if you get 90% or above, the credit you earn up here stays the same. If your check-in attendance drops, so does your credit that you get. So if you're only checking in 60% of the time, whatever you earn, you're going to drop half credit. So make sure you're checking in. It's an easy thing to do. Okay. Again, I'm going to try to talk kind of fast here. So if you need to pause or go back and watch it again to get some of this information, do that. Or afterwards, if you have any questions, let me know. But if you had me first session, this session is going to be a little different. I think it's going to be a little easier to follow. Again, the lessons will be pre-recorded, so you can watch them whenever you want. But you should try to do them the day they're posted so you don't get behind. But there is some time where you can make up things. You're going to have a hard copy packet, which I'll show you in a second. And all you're going to do is you're going to watch the video and you're going to copy down the notes you see in the video. Okay. So, and then after that, you're going to be asked to send me a picture of those notes through the chat message. Okay. That'll give you credits for notes. And again, that's 50% of your grade, basically. There's a couple other little communication things in there for respect and effort, but 50% of your grade is mostly just taking notes. Okay, this should be an easy part of class because all you have to do is copy the videos. Okay, when you get your packet in your folder, if you think it's big or whatever, don't freak out. We're not going to do every problem in there. There's extra problems in there for you to practice if you need to get ready for the test, but I rarely, if ever, will assign problems in the packet. You need to copy the ones for notes. And then I suggest ones you should practice for the test, but rarely will I say, or if ever, will I say you have to do the other problems in there. So the lessons are pre-recorded, okay? So I don't actually teach during the class time. Our class time, what I am here for is to answer questions and help you. So if you're in the Math 11-12 class, 8:30 to 10:30 is designated for you. Math 9-10 is 10:30 to 12:30 is designated for you. Now, if you're Math 11-12 and you contact me at 11 o'clock and I'm not busy, I will help you. Okay, it's just that if someone in the 9-10 class, they get priority, and vice versa, early morning people in the 11-12 class have priority. But if you're in the Math 9-10 class and you contact me at 9 and need help, if I'm free, I'm going to help you. Okay. If you need in-person help with either technology or math, you can ask me to set up an appointment. For some of you, that has been helping quite a bit, especially in the last session. Some of the people was a great benefit to come in. I will be in the building at least 2 days a week. Right now, it looks like it'll be Monday and Wednesdays, but that could change. Just contact me first to make sure. Check in for daily attendance. I think most of you know now that checking in with another teacher does not count for this class. So if you check in with Mike or Patty, that doesn't count as checking in for this class. You need to check in for this class. Tests, there's going to be many smaller tests through the section. If you want to test out of it, you need to let me know. If you want to test out of the next test, you need to let me know before I post the notes for that test. So you can test out of things and move ahead and then eventually even work to extra credit if you want. But you won't have the video notes that I do available. Now there's a lot of other things out there. If I send you a test on proportions, you can look on Khan Academy or YouTube or whatever and find videos on proportions and do that. That's totally fine. But if you want to pre-test out of stuff, you need to ask for the test beforehand, and then you can work ahead and work towards extra credit if you really want to do that. You can also retake any topics that you don't do well on, but if you're going to do that, you shouldn't wait long to do that because otherwise you're going to get behind. Okay, so you can ask questions on a test you just took. I can help you out with the ones you got wrong, but don't wait long to do that because you're still going to be responsible for the material that is coming up on a daily basis. So, and this was just from before. Also, it's this is not ideal for everyone, this environment. So just do your best. If you communicate and have a good work ethic, you're going to get full credit and you're going to learn. Okay, so that's the syllabus. Now, just to show you things that you're going to have two things in the packet. You're going to have the syllabus, okay, or in your folder, and then you're going to have a packet. If you're in the Math 910 class, this is what the cover of your packet will look like. Intro to percents, ratios, and proportions. Okay. If you are in the Math 11, the 12 class, you'll have this one is just called percents, ratios, and proportions. So those are the packets depending on the class you have. All right. The last thing we're going to do here is just kind of go over the process of what you should be doing on a daily basis, okay, to make sure you catch everything. So this is my fake student account. Now there's a bunch of teams on here. I'm going to show you in a little bit how to get rid of your old ones or hide your old ones. These would be the current ones. This is if you're in my Math 11-12, it's going to look like this. It'll say Session 3, Math 11-12. If you're in my Math 910, it'll say Session 3, Math 910. So that's what you're looking for. When you first sign on the teams and you're going to do stuff for my class, the very first thing you should do is go to your chat messages. Sometimes they open there, otherwise you got to click on chat, okay? Then you should look for a chat from Math, depending on the class you're in, Math 910 or Math 11-12. What they'll look like, they'll have, each day I'm going to send out to-dos. So this was the end of last class for other sessions. So it's, you know, you can go to earlier ones and show you what it'll look like. So it'll say like this was to-dos for October 28th. It's going to tell you to check in for attendance, remind you how to do that. And then it says video notes are posted. I'll tell you what that is in a second. If it says on the general tab, you're going to go there and watch it. This is important. This is what I've talked about already. You're going to watch a video, you're going to copy notes in your packet, and you're going to send me a picture of them in a personal chat. That's how you get your points for your notes. Okay. And then there may be other things in these to-dos. It may tell you just to send me a chat message saying, I saw the to-dos, and that could be worth points. Okay. That's getting some daily points of doing something. Checking in for attendance is one thing, but reading my to-do list is very, very important. Okay. So that's the first thing you should do when you're going to do something for my class is check your chat messages. Okay. For either something that says math, whatever class you're in, Math 11-12 or Math 910, or it could be something from me personally. So this would be an example of you should be, you know, after you do the video notes and you feel like you're ready for a test, okay, you can ask for the test on it. So this student would ask, can I have the test 1 through 6? And then I would send you your test. So that would be after you took notes for a section. And again, I'll show you that here in a second. But after you take notes for a section, if you feel you're ready for it, you can ask for the test. Otherwise, you look at some practice problems and ask for help before you look at the test. So first thing you do is go to chats, check for either a chat from the math class itself or from me. Then you go to your teams, okay? So if you're in Math 11-12, you go to teams, you click on it. Okay, there's nothing in here yet. When you're watching this, there will be something in here. It'll be probably this video will be in here. But you go to the attendance check-in, conversation. All you have to write is here. Okay, and then the student's name is example student, and it'll show up here. And then I know that's my way to track attendance. Okay, so it's important that you do that on the attendance check-in. That was the first thing that will show up on your to-do list that I send you. Okay, then you will look and do whatever it says on the to-do list. Let's go into an old team here just to see what it will look like. So this is the one from last session. So there'll be different things posted here. Now this is what the video notes will look like here. They'll say GAP math, PRP means percents, ratios, and proportions, 11 through 13. So if that's what in the to-do list to take notes on that, you'll click on this video, you'll watch them, and then you'll send me the copy of that or the photo of you taking the notes. Again, you don't do every problem in the packet, you just do the ones I do. And then if you need to do other ones, you will do those and then see how you do. You can actually check your answers. So just to show you, if like here, I have done these problems. These are the notes example of that. Towards the end of the section, you're going to see answers. Now I know this is really small, but you're going to see answers for the problems in there. So you're going to be able to do problems and check your answers. Okay. Then some other, and that's basically it as far as what you need to check. Okay, you do the attendance check-in, you look for your video notes or a test in the chat. If you're wondering, not all assignments will actually show up in this assignments tab. So most of them are just sending me pictures of the notes and then taking your test and sending me the answers of your test. So what I've done is I list out all the assignments we'll have through a session in this tab or channel called list of assignments. Okay, and those will show up here. So don't always go to this general assignments here. Not all my assignments will show up there. I also, under the general is where there's different information and all the videos and all the lessons will be, but I also will throw them in here, and it's just all the videos without explanations. So if you just want to find a video quick, not scroll through as much stuff, you can go to there. Okay, so I think that is the main things that you need to do. You go to the chat messages, check the to-do list, go in and do what you need to do in attendance check-in, and the general channel if you have notes. The last thing, if you have a bunch of teams in here and you don't want to see these teams anymore, you just want, I think there's probably three that you'll have, and maybe 4 with this MIT information announcements. So if I want to hide these, if I don't want to see all of these anymore, my session 2 or session 1s, I can click on these 3 little dots, hit hide. Now they're not gone, they've just moved down to here under hidden teams. Okay, so this is from session 2, I don't want it there anymore. So I'm going to hit hide. From session 2, I want it gone, I'm going to hit hide. Okay, also, if you want to rearrange your teams, if you want your first one first, second, whatever, you can just pick them up, slide it over, pick it up, slide it over. Okay. Also, if you don't go to this one much, if this is bold writing, that means there's information there. You can click on that. And this is just for any of the MIT people can go to post information. So Regina uses it a lot. I posted the updated calendar here and things like that if you're wondering what days you have off and things like that. Always just click to Teams to get back to Teams, and there you are. So if you have any questions, let me know, but that's the main thing. You will get your folder, and then you'll see kind of the process of what to do. You take video notes, you practice problems if you need to. Again, in these packets, there's the notes I do. It's not every problem. You can do however many extras you want, and then the answers are listed afterwards. The problems are not in order. They put them in order by category. So like if you want the answer number 1, you have to find it. Number 1 would be B, number 2 would be B, number 3 is D, and so on. So these are just for you to practice. You don't need to do all these problems. Okay. Again, after you would do that, if you feel you're ready, you ask for a test, and then I send you the test. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. The first assignment that you will see on here will be just questions on this video to make sure that you watched it and you understand the process. Okay, so if you have questions, let me know.